Mystery Secret Searchers, The Secret of Montreal. Still focusing on verse 5. And we're looking specifically at the directions, but we're looking at our first choice back on Montreal, but this time looking at TMR, the town of Montreal. Now, if we look at the map of Montreal, does anything look familiar? Well, yes. There is a square-looking symbol, and it's right in the middle of the town of Montreal. So here's the town of Montreal. It's not actually part of Montreal. It's a little segregated section surrounded by Montreal. And right in the middle, there is a pattern of an X. It looks very much like what we see on the lapel of the person in the image. So is this leading us to the town of Montreal? Or is this just coincidence? If we look sort of at the central portion of the X, well, we kind of see that there is that P and L type of rune-looking shape in the pattern as well. And this points directly at the center, which is Connaught Park. So we had a visit to Connaught Park. We were wondering, what is the standing member? Is there a forest? Is there a white stone? Well, it's kind of an oval-looking park. It's got some very nice structures. It's got a lawn bowling lane and a tennis court. And it's got a beautiful rose garden named after Pierre Elliott Trudeau. Now, was there a white stone in Connaught Park? We didn't really see one. We saw beautiful walkways and some ornamental structures. But we didn't really see a white stone. But is the X-shaped symbol that we see overhead something that just leads us in the direction of Montreal or back to the mountain? They were building tunnels that went under Montreal into downtown Montreal. And we're wondering if maybe this was a clue leading us kind of in that direction. So back on Montreal, we have lots of standing members. We have the CBC radio tower. We have the Montreal Cross. These are quite prominent objects on top of the hill. So are we supposed to go to Montreal, follow the trails, the Olmsted Trail, to the radio tower, go to the south, and there's a white stone there. There's a circle stone. Like that circle stone was not there back when Byron Price visited the site. But if we follow the Olmsted Trail, there is certainly bridges and culverts, and it's a beautiful walking trail leading us to this high tower. The high tower has the bars in it. The construction of it represents the P and the L symbols that we see. And there is this big white stone. But the white stone, as I said before, was not here in 1981, so we don't think that that is necessarily relevant. But where do we go to dig? 12 paces to the south from the west side. Are we looking at a direction from this white stone? I don't think so. 12 paces west from the white stone or from the tower. 12 paces west after moving south. And the white stone, meaning the opal, is closest? Or do you move 12 paces south on the west side? It's just a little bit too confusing to provide a dig spot for this particular area. But it is an interesting theory because it is the standing member, and it is something, the CBC radio tower is something that is mentioned in the book. Getting permission to dig out, well, that seems a requirement of all the dig sites, but is this one even more strict? Hard to tell. Anyways, we have one last site that we're going to consider.